Hi, everybody, wherever you may be, from coast to coast and sea to shot and sea. Welcome back to Ham Radio Live, where the world comes talk radio. How to beat QSB, plus the worst amateur band on the HF side, and we'll do more. The first show of 2026. That's the way I like it. Florida boy there, KC, and the Sunshine Band down from southeast Florida, the Miami area, and they did pretty well in the 70s, man. They were quite a band. What do you say we spin this top for the first time in 2026 and say, away we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Happy New Year. Wow. We made it. 2026. Yes. I couldn't be happier. I really couldn't because, well... Anyway.
And now, a Larry moment.
And I blew your ears out. Sorry about that. I'm grateful to be here. Didn't get to go to the football game yesterday. Miley got hurt. I think what it is, it's arthritis in a dog that's almost 15 years old. So she really was limping bad the last few days. And it was super cold here in the morning. So I think that's what did it. I know my knees don't hurt when it's really cold outside and it's just miserable. So thankfully she's okay. And thankfully the Ducks won as well. So there you go. Now the current dilemma is that the next game, they have to get this. Okay, you may not be into college football. It's my thing. I love it. So the Oregon Ducks have to go from Eugene, Oregon, and go down to Miami to play yesterday, right? In the second round of this playoff. There's 4 rounds. The next round, they get the gift of flying all the way from Eugene, Oregon, on the far northwestern side of the United States, all the way down to Atlanta to play the third game. And then, if they win, they get to go back home to Oregon and then fly all the way back down to Miami to play the fourth and final round to be able to win the whole thing here.
What kind of idiots do you have working here?
I know. It's amazing because they'll have flown like almost 14 or 15,000 miles to play 3 rounds of the playoffs, but I hope they win. Gosh, they've never won before. I would love to see that happen before I pass away. Anyway, let's welcome everybody first, second, third. Fun show today. We're going to talk about QSB. You can fix it. You know, for the most part, there's a really good way you can fix it. We're also going to oh no. Do not do that. Yeah, okay, perfect. This is how the show's going to start. Excellent. Jack is going berserk again. Oh my gosh, it's Jack every time.
That's my boy.
Yeah. Oh boy. Anyway, we're going to talk about how to beat QSB. We're also going to be talking about the worst amateur radio band on the HF side. Now, to me, this is kind of simple, but I thought, well, I'd like to hear your questions on it. So let's just give me time to close the door. I'll be right back. Well, anyway. Hey, happy 2026. Great to see you guys. Sorry I couldn't do a show yesterday. I just enjoyed the day with Karen, which was fun for us to do. So let's see who's first. Bill Myers, first up. He is in Wisconsin, Kilo Alpha 8 Golf India. Mike, let's give him the Roadrunner today. Good job, Bill. Hey, buddy. Welcome. Merry, happy, financially great, joyful 2026. It's going to be a good year. This is going to be a great year. I can just feel it in my bones. Bill, good to see you and a happy new year. Color me OD from Canada. No, UK. Happy New Year. Good to see you as well. Second, big ching ching and some big applause. Hey, Color me OD. Good to see you. Mate, happy New Year. Gosh, I could see the London New Year's Eve ball again, the big party they have downtown at the London Eye. And if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's phenomenal. The only thing that's different is if you watch the BBC broadcast of it on YouTube, you'll see the animation inside the eye that the people there don't see, but it's really well done. Gosh darn, just a great year again. Also, Dubai had an amazing one. Australia always does well in Sydney. It's a great one down there. I just love watching New Year's Eve stuff. It's neat to see how the world celebrates it. So anyway, that's kind of my long story. Keith, welcome. He's third and I believe first timer to the show. Mike Zero, Papa Alpha Whiskey. My name's Larry Dio. Call sign Kilo 7 Hotel November. It's an honor to meet you. Let's give Keith big applause. Wow. Keith, welcome. Good to have you here. Happy New Year to you and your family, my friend. Thanks for joining the program today. It's nice to see you. From Ireland, not to be outdone, give Kevin big applause again. Thank you. We love Kevin. Kevin's here all the way from Dublin. We love Dublin, and we love Kevin, because Kevin is a really good guy. Kevin, good to see you, and thanks for coming. Mdor is fourth. Welcome to the show, my friend. I believe in Canada, I think. And thank you very, very much. He says, cold in VE3. Yes, it is. Very cold up there, for sure. Tom Dorrington, I'm sorry. I get this light in my eye here, and it's really bad. But Tom, thank you for coming. I believe you also are a first-timer here. Happy New Year. I'm Larry, Kilo 7 Hotel November. Welcome to Ham Radio Live. It's an honor to have you today. Thank you for coming today, my friend. I love when people come that are new. That's really good. And I love Kev. Greetings from County Down, Ireland. Love it. Thanks, Kev. Happy New Year, mate. Good to see you, and to you and your family, too. You're such a special guy here. We love you, Kev. And Roger McKeon as well. We love Roger. Kilo Juliet 7, Lima X-Ray, plus Molly's there, right? I think so. Yes, okay, so let's give him some applause, Dave. We love him. All the way from Spokane, Washington. Good to have you, mate. Bill Myers said, that's the reason that I didn't play football in college. Too much travel. Oh, yes, and I have no football talent, and I don't care for football.
That's my boy!
That's the way it works, yeah. Jeff is here. Victor Echo 3, Whiskey Juliet, because we love him so much. Give him a beep as well. Yeah, why not? Yeah. Kev, it's good to see you there, my friend, as always, because you had the Roadrunner emoji first, even before Larry had it. Thanks for the idea. Love it. Love that. Oh my goodness, we now have continent number 3. That is Asia. Tom is here all the way from Bahrain. Alpha Echo 1 Tango Papa Alpha 92 Golf Whiskey in Bahrain. If you hear him in Bahrain, give him big applause and a good call, because he'll work you, especially in Europe. Yeah, Tom works, he hasn't done it for a while, but he would go out close to the sea, and he would just make calls with his antenna, and he'd work almost the whole world. South America, he'd work the States, he'd work Europe, he'd work Australia. I mean, he just works out there in the hot and humid sun. And man, Tom, it's good to talk to you yesterday and see how you guys are doing and enjoyed your New Year. Thank you for being here today, Tom. Happy New Year to you and the family, buddy. Indeed, yeah. Always good to see Tom here. Let me see, and Kevin, thank you. That's Ireland right there. Just the love of the folks in Ireland. Digital Analog Ham. Chris, good to see you. Thanks for coming. Happy New Year, mate. Good to see you. My goodness, a great YouTube channel right there. A different side of amateur radio, right? Because we think about like the big radios that we use in our house or we take out portable. But there's also the handheld side, and those are just a whole fun world of joy. And if you want to see a great channel that tells you not only how to use them, but the things you can do with them too, and that's really important. You have to have someone, I think, that can explain it in a way that a person that doesn't understand radio could helpfully benefit with, right? This guy here, Chris, Digital Analog Ham, go to his channel. He does that very, very well. Chris, Happy New Year. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, good to see you. And Kev has worked Tom many times down there in Bahrain when he was in England. It's just Tom works a lot of stations for sure. So thanks, Kevin, Tom, and everybody that's here. Happy New Year to all of you here. If you'd like to get into amateur radio, gosh darn, this is the greatest thing in the world to me. Where else can you sit from your phone, sit in your home and make calls to someone in another country? And if you make enough of them, you start to make friends with those people, and that happens all the time. You can get your amateur radio license, even if you don't want to use a microphone. Maybe you just want to use a computer or send pictures around the world, whatever. You can do that, but you need help from a local radio club. If you don't know where a local amateur radio club is to where you live and you'd like to get your license, reach out to the American Radio Relay League. They're excellent in helping people with 2026 New Year's resolutions about getting your amateur radio license. It's true. They have a worldwide directory. They'll find an amateur radio club near you, and then you just contact the club. It's that simple. They're online at www.arrl.org. Click the Contact Us bar. Tell them you want your license and where you live. They'll send you an email back. Contact that club, and the rest will be history. You'll get that license. www.arrl.org. Gosh, it's great to see you guys. We do have a show email here, info@hamradiolive.org, a little Facebook page sometimes we use. And here is our topic question for today. Big applause. Thank you. It's a simple one. What is... Wow, I missed one. Holy cow. Here I was hoping that 2026 would be different, but Larry's still Larry, and that's the way it goes. Yeah. Okay, what's the worst HF band and why? Let us know in the comment section, and we'll make it part of the show. Quick hello to John Humble Newell in Saskatchewan, Victor Echo 3, Juliet Hotel November. Welcome to the program. Good to see you, John. Yes, sir. Don't forget DXPedition Calendar this weekend. Lots of great stations to work. Yes, indeed. And these run through at least tomorrow. Azerbaijan, that's one right there that is not easy to get. 4 Kilo will be their prefix. They're working until tomorrow. Morse code sideband FT8. So you can work them. Look for their prefix 4 Kilo. Just go on the spotting networks like, DX Heat or whatever, and you'll find them. Revillo Gaggetto, that one's another one. X-Ray Foxtrot 4 Bravo. That's X-Ray Foxtrot 4 Bravo. They are Island on the Air North America 30, and they're going to be working on sideband and FT8, 80 to 6 meters on that. And then this is kind of neat. It starts up on the 5th. Benin, call sign Tango Yankee 5 Golf Golf. That's Tango Yankee 5 Golf Golf. They're going to be working with the multi-band dipole, and they plan to be working the HF band using a Spider Beam 2. But they're not saying what they're actually going to be doing mode-wise. But you can be sure probably FT8 is going to be involved. Yeah, maybe some other modes as well. But look for them. Call sign Tango Yankee 5 Golf Golf, right? Contest calendar is pretty sparse for this weekend. We got the Marconi Club ARI Loana QSO Party Day. That's big, right? I think it's big, whatever that is. Sorry. 6 UTC up to 22 UTC on Saturday. The RSGB AFS Morse Code Contest is a big contest, and that runs from 12 UTC all the way to about 1800 UTC, just about there. Finally, the American Radio Relay League Kids Day contest is also this coming weekend. You can play that game from about the 1800 point UTC on Saturday. So 18 UTC Saturday through 0 UTC on Sunday. Let's take a look at the bands real quick. I've got one quick one, and then we'll talk about QSB and how to beat it on Ham Radio Live.
Bom ano, 73.
Kilo 7, Hotel November.
Ok, obrigado, 73. November.
Kilo 7, Hotel November.
Kilo 7, Hotel November. Good afternoon, Larry, 59, Roger.
Roger, 59 this way in Central Florida. Happy New Year, my dear friend.
Thank you so much for the contact. 73, Happy New Year to 73.
73, good luck.
Thank you, good luck. John.
That was fun. That was to Portugal. And I haven't worked Portugal a lot, but that was nice to get in the log here earlier today. We're going to talk a little bit about the Q codes as well as QSB. You hear that a lot on this channel when we go on the radio. First, let's look at conditions today. 182 is the, whoops, that's not the right one at all. Thank you very much.
On with the show, this is it.
Yeah. Yep, we do a real good show here on this here channel. Let me get the real one up here for you because things have changed in the shack in Florida. It's no longer simple. Today's SFI is close. 169, A index 12. Not bad. Look at the conditions in terms of the noise. The noise is quiet, real good. We've got only a K2 out there today. Also, positive BZ latitude. Shouldn't be having too much fade on weaker signals. You'll still get some, but great conditions today to work your amateur radio. Q codes are part of every amateur radio test, I believe, in the world. I know in the States and the RSGB and in UK, they have it. I believe Canada has it as well. Not sure about Australia and Japan, but they want you to know some Q codes. And before you go real berserk and say, I cannot do ham radio, it's simple. We only use a few of them, and you can learn them by listening. If you've got just a computer, you can put on a Kiwi SDR or a Web SDR, just tune it in to maybe 40 meters at night or 20 meters during the day and just listen to people start to talk, and then just quickly look over to your cheat sheet of Q codes, which you can find on the internet, and you'll start to pick them up quickly. They're not that many. We don't use like 50 of them, so don't worry about that. But QSB is one you're going to hear a lot, and that's fading. Now, a little bit of this, how this chart works. First, the first segment shows you the Q code. The middle one is basically from your station. You can ask the other station, hey, is my signal fading? And then the station you're calling might say, in a QSB situation, the strength of your signal varies. And that's kind of the technical, scientific point of it. But in all actuality, when we talk about QSB, we're talking about fading. Signal is in, and then it goes out, and then it comes back strong again, and it starts to fade. That's how it works. Let me show you a way you can beat that. This goes all the way back to Ham Radio Live Show 142. Can you believe it? This is very young Larry showing you a little bit about how you can combat QSB on a different radio I used to own. Hope you like it. Sorry, it's short.
Okay, here's VFO B. See the difference? There's the gain in Callum's DX Commander antenna right there. And that's even with a preamp on. Go back to A. You got a strong signal right down below. You can kind of see it very, very end of the VFO.
Now, this is about diversity reception. You're going to hear two different signals on the same signal, I should say, on two different antennas. And this is what helps you combat QSB or fading. You're going to be able to hear the signal that's fading from two different antennas. The antennas in question on this show, this element, was the DX Commander vertical that Callum McCormick at DX Commander makes. The second one is the Chameleon 2.0 MPOS vertical antenna. And the third one is a Wellbrook 1530 ALA loop. So that's a receive antenna only loop. So let's just take a listen to the difference in signal between multiple antennas. And understand, when you work a faded signal, great to hear it with headphones because it helps your mind to decipher the call sign and the signal report. Both you get on both sides. You've got a correct QSO. Here's the rest of it.
Yep.
not even in a contest or for working the contest. You can see where the empty portion of the band is just by looking up every
So
now
they're
and
both
then.
synced. Let's listen to them on different antennas. Here's VFO-A.
Let's say listening
Here's
up
B.
10 to up 20, you can see right away. You don't need to go cruising across
See the S meter
with
difference
a
too?
second receiver VFO.
Let's pull the amp off to make them even.
Clear on them. So the technology has made what I consider the need
So
for
see,
dual receivers.
Callum's antenna is a little hotter. Okay, both RF gains are going to be set to the same level. They're both fully maxed, so there's no reflection here.
But, you know, I'm sorry.
And take a look. The VFO on the left, which is Callum McCormick's DX Commander all-band vertical, I think the best antenna buy there is in the market. There's nothing that beats it with the quality components as well as the price. It's phenomenal. Now let's listen to what the Wellbrook looks like. Put that on antenna B. Sorry, VFO B. And you won't see much there because, again, it's a receive-only loop. And it's low to the ground, so it's going to have to be brought up with preamps. Let's go over it and take a listen. Let's bring up the gain to it. Let's see, we're bringing up everything to match what we got on the other side. And loops are going to be naturally resistant to noise. It's just because they pick up the magnetic portion of the electromagnetic wave. That's why. Okay? So here it is on the Wellbrook on antenna. This is on receiver B, so VFO B. If we move over to A, one Callum McCormick's DX Commander, you can see how this could help you if you're picking up fade. And the reason why is because one of your antennas might be working better than another one for receive. That's the whole purpose for using diversity reception. It allows you the opportunity to tune in on a signal and be able to hear it more clearly by using both VFOs. You'll hear one in one ear, one in the other, and not hit the pop filter. It's been one of those days. And then you'll be able to pick up the signal better, even if there's fade, because the two antennas you're selecting are both on the same frequency, and they're both fighting to get that same channel. So the same signal, I mean. So you're going to hear it.
There you go. So a radio that's got two receivers is essential. That's it. You need that. You also need diversity reception to be on that radio. For example, on the Elecraft K4, you have to get the D model. The D or higher will provide you with diversity reception. So you've got the ability to hear one antenna in one ear, the other antenna in the other. The radio essentially working on the same frequency, but using separate antennas to help you decipher the call. That's how diversity reception works. You'll find it on the Icom 7610, 7760, the 7850 and 51s, just a load of Icom radios that have multiple antenna inputs. The Yaesu 101 series has that as well. And I don't think, let me see, I think there's one other, the 5000, the FTX 5000. That's brilliant at diversity receive as well. They're also available on Apache Lab products, the newer ones. Flex Radio has them. Usually if you see a couple or at least one receive antenna on the back of the box, you're going to have diversity reception. It's an amazing way to figure out the signal when it's fading so far out and so far back. Here's why. On one antenna, let's say, for example, you're using a vertical. Okay, so you basically have one vertical antenna here, right? On the other side, maybe you have a beverage, and maybe you don't have the room for that, but that's a receive antenna. Perhaps you have a loop. Okay, so this is my loop antenna. It's a magnifying glass, but you get the idea. When you're using these two antennas, especially a loop receive and a vertical antenna, the vertical is going to pick up a signal the best it can. Even if you're using a directional like a hex beam, you're still going to try and combat the fade. But the loop, that's an advantage because it only works on the magnetic portion of the signal. It doesn't work on the electrical portion. The magnetic is the piece that a loop antenna receives. And as you rotate the loop on lower frequencies, it will start to become more prevalent on the signal. So loops below 10 megahertz tend to be very strong and very directional. When you're hearing it from both headphones, it lets you pick out that call. Even if it's coming in your right ear or your left ear, you're able to spatially hear the signal in a way that provides that call. High-end contesters, or high-end DXers, I should say, are the people who use that a lot because they're trying to get those calls to get that DXCC or work all areas of a continent or whatever. Diversity receive really helps when we're dealing with QSB. There was a comment made that I really like. It came from Eric in Singapore. He said, drives me crazy when people misuse the word QTH. Now, QTH is where are you at? Basically, your location of working your radio. That's what it is. And he says, drives me nuts because it doesn't mean your home, your Radio Shack, etc. It means my current location is, and that's correct. Wherever you are, just give your location. Don't say I'm at my home QTH because honestly, most people already assume that. But if you're on the road and you're working somewhere else, right, you're going to be able to just make it simple. I'm at home, or I'm currently working portable, whatever. Here's a few more Q codes that are pretty simple. QRT, I'm just going to do basically what this means. It means you're stopping transmissions. You're going to get off the ham bands. QRP has become very, very popular lately. Shall I decrease transmitter power? No, that really what it means is I'm working low power. I'm working 5 watts or less. It's QRN. Remember, the QR codes, when we get QRN, is environmental noise. QRN, environmental noise. QRM, the M, man-made noise. That's the biggies. It's simple to separate those. QR, man-made noise. QR, environmental noise. Those two will help you as you learn to pass the test. And it's kind of a simple cheat code to be able to remember QRM, QRN. I think QTH too is good. It's where you're at. Tom in Bahrain, I want to get to your worst bands first because I like this topic question. And I wondered what you guys would say because this is a pretty cool group, and you're going to think of things I didn't even think of. And here's the very first one that did it. Daniel, I think you're in New Hampshire, right? He says, regarding the day's question, I have to say 60 meters. The restrictions are too tight, and 60 meters isn't convenient on an end fed without a good tuner. So Kev, really, Daniel, that's really deep, and I like what you're saying there, because what he's saying is the restrictions are too tight on 60, and also, you need a special antenna that's going to be able to work 60 meters. 60 meters, let's take a look at it. Here it is in the US band planner, right? 60 is a very unique band because you can't use voice on it. It's like 30. And there are certain rules that you have to follow on the 60 meter band. Notice at bottom left in the little blue squares, right? They are distinct channels. It's the only meter band where we use channels instead of frequency range. Because it's so close to the 40 meter band, you've got to be very careful. 40 meters, excuse me. We share the broadcast bands on shortwave here on 60. So that's why it's split up the way it is. And if you take a look at this, it's 5 distinct channels. Now, this is different in different countries. I need to say this because it's really super important. In different countries, you might not have 60. It might not be available to you. In some, you may have only 2 or 3 of those frequencies to work. So know where you live and where you're transmitting from, what the rules are, because 60 meters can be an absolute nightmare to you if you don't do that. Bill Myers in Wisconsin commented they're not a fan of 80 meters, too many nets for his liking. Good job, Daniel and Bill. Well done. Thank you, guys. I get a drink of water. Sorry. I like that. Absolutely. And Jeff, he says his 160 meters because it's the toughest. This is interesting. The toughest to set up, and the propagation is not as good as the other bands. He's right. 160 can only really work you only work it at night. It's just above the AM broadcast band here in the States, and it's it's basically from 1.8 megahertz to 2 megahertz. That's where it's at in that little slot there. It requires a very high antenna or a very long wire to work resonantly, but boy, if you can make calls, a lot of the old timers love 160. It's become a band that isn't so favorable with a lot of younger people like us in like our 60s and 70s, right?
Allow me to introduce myself.
Yeah.
My name is Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah,
Genius.
us younger guys, sure. But there's a lot of people that just love 160. But boy, that's an interesting thing. And also the equipment, Jeff. Yeah, good comment. I like that very much. 160 can be tough, indeed. Sunan, welcome. That is Sierra Mike 4 Pop Echo Lima. That is Sweden, I believe. Welcome to the show. Good to have you. Happy New Year, my friend. Good to have you back. Thanks for coming today. M-Dor says 160 as well. If I had time, I would restate Jeff's point, but I don't have much of a luxury. It's okay. Thank you for putting that in. Thank you, buddy. Tom in Bahrain, worst band, difficult question, as each band has different properties, size of the antenna, etc. I would add 160 is probably least used. Second, to 12 meters, which is interesting. 12 just above the Citizens band frequencies. Easier to answer one of my favorite bands is 17. There you go, Tom. You made a negative question into a positive answer. That's tough to do. Well done. Well done. And then Eric says, easy way to remember QRN. N is for natural. That's another good point. QRN, QR, natural noise. There you go. Well done. M-Dor, topic question continues. 60 is a close second for him. He said he'd like to also add that that Canada has the same restrictions on it. So, yeah, it's interesting. I'll let you know mine in a little bit, okay? Let's take a look real quick at the radio. We've got some signals here on 10, and we'll see if possibly we can make a quick call on the radio live, okay? 10 meters looks great today, guys. It really is good. I think he's here.
Ciao, 73 in QSZ beaming towards Europe.
Kilo 7, Hotel November.
Who's the Queen something Romeo?
We'll see if we can get something here.
5 Stelle Italia Tango 9, Kilo Quebec Romeo. Buonasera, qui è la Vittoria Alfa 3, Tango Alfa Lima, il mio nome è Giuseppe, per italiano, e mi trovo vicino a Toronto. 5-5 tuo segnale, cambio.
Excuse me. Today is the 2nd day of January 2026. I did it. They got it right. Currently 11:44 Eastern Time.
5 Stelle Daniele, ma anche tu arrivi forte, solo che il QSB delle volte...
There you see the QSB, hear it?
L'ultimo passaggio si è arrivato a 5.8 e poi te ne cali giù a 5.1, 5.2. Oggi c'è molto QSB, Daniele, cambio.
It is 16:44 UTC. Beep. Sorry. Let's see if we can get a call. It'd be kind of nice.
5 Stelle, beh, arrivi bene, solo con 100 watts arrivi benissimo. Io sto uscendo col verso 700 watts, l'antenna è una JK che lavora a 2 elementi qua sopra i 10 metri, verso 15 metri dal suolo, l'apparato è il FTDX.
We'll move. Time to move. Nice about amateur radio. You can just talk as long as you want. That's fine.
Hotel Japón 7, Bravo, radio. Buenas tardes, ¿sí cómo es?
Sí, para ti también. Buenas tardes y un feliz año.
7-3, Hotel Bravo, no Whiskey Alpha.
You know I'm going to work this. It's really weak. We'll see if we can get this in the log.
Foxtrot 3 Bravo, morning 59. Okay, your call Alpha Fox 3 Bravo. American 40 Bravo. Thanks for call. Have a nice day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
There's QSB fading. Hear it?
Many thanks. Have a nice day. HB9 Whiskey Alpha.
Kilo 7, Hotel November.
Kilo 9, Mexico, Baltic 59.
59, QSL.
I hope so. That's a strong signal here.
Kilowatt 9, Mexico.
Roger.
Many thanks. Hotel Bravo 9, Whiskey Alpha.
Kilo 7, Hotel November.
Kilowatt 7, Hotel Norway 59. Kilowatt 7, Hotel Norway, QSL.
QSL 59 on this end too. Your call sign again, I've got Hotel Papa, but there's QSB on this end. Can you fill in the rest for me, please?
Kilowatt 7, Hotel November. Kilo 7, Hotel Norway. Hotel Bravo 9, Whiskey Alpha. Hotel Bravo 9, Whiskey Alpha.
Thank you so much for filling it in. Hotel Papa 9 Whiskey Alpha. Happy New Year from Kilo 7 Hotel November. Thank you for the call. 59 both ways.
Okay, my call is Hotel Bravo, Hotel Boston, Hotel Bravo 9, QSL?
QSL, Hotel Bravo 9 Whiskey Alpha, QSL?
QSL. Many thanks for call, my friend. 73 to you and the family, and Happy New Year. Have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for the call. Happy New Year. That's a nice guy. Love that.
Many thanks. Appreciate the call. Bye-bye. Hotel Bravo 9, Whiskey Alpha.
All right.
Kilo 9, Golf, Mike, Charlie.
Let me do this real quick. I know I do this every show, but I'll do it one more time just for fun. The antenna we're using is just down low, but I'd like to be able to show you just how we did this. It is down about 5 feet. This antenna elements may be at 4. So when we're done, we typically would just put in the call sign we just worked, and it's something we do while we're making the call, but I typically do this with you because it shows the process of how we work. This was Switzerland, and that was my first call ever to Switzerland. Wow, neato. And that's just an example. Here in the States, we don't know all the prefixes. Certainly I don't, but I'm very honored to have made that call. So 59 both ways, yes, even though it's still not the truth, because his signal's down low. It's easier for me just to do the 59 both ways because it's simpler for me to remember. So that is Switzerland, and the name of the worldwide award. Hold on, I got to look at this real quick. Hotel Bravo 9 Whiskey Alpha must be worldwide award is his call, or what he goes by. So let's take a quick look. We'll see that QRZ page again. This is simply QRZ from this is our directory basically of how we work amateur radio stations. So operating from the various cantons of Switzerland, this is the call sign here, and look at this. Wow, they're amazing work. Look at this. Wow, seriously, this is amazing. Wow, you guys have all probably worked this before. This is my first time. So fantastic. Look at that. Most of the calls have been Federal Republic of Germany, and this, I'm sure, this type of work that they're doing. Here are all their operators that they're using, and that's really an honor. I mean, for me, that's whenever I work someplace new, I'm just honored to have the chance. So you got to see me work Switzerland for the first time here on the show. Thanks for watching. Let's go make one more call possibly on the air. And there's a reason, I got to come back real quick. There's a reason I'm not calling CQ, and let me explain why. I'll try a CQ call towards the end of the show, but because the antenna is so low, I honestly need to be able to work stations calling CQ because you're not going to hear me very well with the antenna being as low as it is. Let's try one more call. See if we make one more contact on the show live, okay? Try to work the weak guy. And this is fun. This is what makes ham radio so enjoyable. A quick hello. And Bill, thank you for the signal report out of Wisconsin. Good to know that.
Take care, my friend. Bye-bye.
Jim, welcome back. Nice to have you. Happy New Year, my friend. Working POTA real hard. Thank you for doing that, buddy. Love POTA.
Kilo Charlie Foxtrot. Eco Alpha 5 Kilo Charlie Foxtrot. Para Whiskey 4 India.
Also, Andy New. Welcome, Andy. Good to have you. Happy New Year, buddy. What I'm worried about is I'm not pointed towards the south. I'm pointed directly to Europe. Okay, we'll try the big signal.
It makes it very difficult, even though we got a 412 antenna on a tower 50 feet.
That's good. We'll just kind of go off that signal real quick. He's pretty strong, and he's most likely the States.
Thank you, Craig, for the new one. Of course, the best wishes for the New Year's, and hope to meet you very soon. Whiskey 1 Zulu November, Fox 5 Papa Sierra Golf.
Yes, very good, Larry. Yeah, I see it. We talked twice.
Try one more live call, and then we'll get to CQ calls in towards the end of the program today.
Okay, thank you, Craig, for this new band, QSO, and yes, have a nice weekend also. 73, thank you.
November 1, Whiskey Delta Lima.
Kilo 7, Hotel November.
Okay, November 1, Whiskey Delta Lima, great signal also. 73, name is Larry. Larry and QTH, west part of the country. Microphone to you.
Larry, you come in here 5-7. You have David here in Rhode Island.
I believe this is who we're talking to here.
Family, back to you.
QSL, David, thank you for the report. I received you 5 and 9, 59 this evening. Very good signal on the band. 10 is very easy today between North America and France. Okay, David, I receive you with an Icom, and the antenna is a 2-element Yagi. November 1, Whiskey Delta Lima, F5 Papa Sierra Golf.
Hey, Larry, 73, see you. Happy New Year's again. I don't want to tie up the band's closing. Anyone WDO clear.
Thank you, 73. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
Kilo 7, Hotel November.
Okay, KT0 Delta X-ray. If the log is okay, it's the first QSO. Name is Larry and QTH, west part of the country, close to the Atlantic Ocean. Microphone to you.
He right now, if you're kind of wondering what the current day-night map is, MUF map, they're right here in France. However, with a good antenna, you get out ways.
Very close to 5 and 9. Sometimes you are 5-9, but move a little bit. But very, very good for me. It's a long distance QSO. Propagation is a little bit longer with you, so very nice. Okay, Steve, thank you. Yes, I'm playing just with the small 2-element Yagi. It's made by Ultra Beam, but it's exactly like the step higher, at around 50 feet, and the power is 500 watts with the Icom Transceiver. So, great signal this evening.
Don, welcome. Good to see you.
5 PSG.
Kilo 7, Hotel November. He's picked up the call after he gives a 73. That's the only reason I'm doing that. This is France, and hopefully we'll be able to make the call. It's because of his antenna, most likely. And he's still on frequency, the guy that he's calling.
Well, Steve, thank you. Yes, very good. If you are on my QSZ page, my not very first, but I play long time with a 4-element step higher also. It's always on the garage. Always on the garage. Perhaps I will put again in the future on the tower. Okay, 73. Have a great day, and of course, Happy New Year. 73, Steve.
Kilo 7, Hotel November.
Okay, short but very good QSO. 73, bye-bye, Steve.
See what he does. Kilo 7 Hotel November.
Okay, Kilo 7 Hotel November 73, and thanks to calling me. The name is Larry. Larry and QTH West part of France. Microphone to you.
Thank you so much, Larry. Nice to meet you. My name is Larry, Lima Alpha, Romeo Yankee. I'm about 50 kilometers north of Orlando, Florida. Over.
Okay, Larry, thank you. Oh, yes, the same. It's not exactly the same name because I use Larry for the radio, but the French name is Laurent. Laurent, but it's too long. It's too much longer. I prefer the short name Larry. Okay, very fine. I receive you 5 and 7. 57 this evening, and QTH is just at 10 kilometers from the Atlantic Ocean. Microphone to you, Larry.
Thank you. So you've got just a great signal. You're 5.9 peaking at plus 20, and my antenna on 10 meters is about, 3/4 of a meter off the ground. You're just doing fantastic, Lottie. Thank you so much for being kind to me and taking my call. I want to wish you and yours a very happy new year here from Florida and the very best. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for the very nice report. I appreciate that. I don't know, I have a picture of on your QSB page. I don't read everything, but I don't know if it's the small vertical close to the ocean, but very fine. 73, have a great New Year's and many DX if you try. Thank you, Larry. K7 Hotel November, Fox 5, Papa Sierra Golf.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year. There we go.
Thank you.
Right.
CQ Florida 5, Papa Sierra Golf.
Sorry, I had the wrong station up there, so I apologize for that. We'll put a new one in here. It is Fox 5, and I missed part of the suffix. That would be Papa Sierra Golf, and we'll put that in real quick. Take a quick eyeball at this at his station real quick, and boy, it's neat to make calls. That is it, and he is. Look at this nice little antenna he's got. This is a great setup. And you can tell there's the height. Yep, he's got it on a tower. And look at his radio. My gosh, is that the 7760 or is that a 7851? I have to look. Hold on. This won't go much bigger into that. Transceiver 70. That's a 7610. Well, hello. I got the same radio. It didn't look like that. It didn't look like that at all originally, but a nice shack he's got here. Great microphone. Look at all the stuff he's got. He loves to do mountain biking as well. And that's right there, the heavy lifting. Look at that antenna. Wow. And first of all, I'd be scared to death, but he's not afraid there to do this antenna work. And that's a great reason why we were able to make this call. His antenna, he said he was by the seashore, so that's close to the Atlantic Ocean. And, if he skips once, he's coming over saltwater, which is really advantageous in amateur radio. We'll talk about that in a second. That's also on tests. So that's a good time for us to be able to talk about that here. He gave me a 57, and we'll save the record there. And then he is in the old log here in Florida. That fun. That's the beauty, I think, of amateur radio. What I love about it, you meet new people, you make new contacts in different countries, and it just goes on till the next call and the next call. And pretty soon, Europe isn't coming in anymore, and you turn the antenna, if you've got a rotational antenna, you turn it towards maybe Central and South America here in the States, and now you're picking up all the way down into Argentina. It's just, this is the greatest thing in the entire world, guys. I love amateur radio. That's why I hope that down the road, maybe we can get you guys into it too. And one thing I want to say before I go on to the next segment, when we talk about amateur radio, what we're talking about is a plethora of things. It doesn't have to be done with a microphone. You don't need to use a mic. You can use a keyboard. You can use pictures. You can just work to your heart's content the way you like to. Text messaging, it started on amateur radio. It's a true story. Let's move on real quick. We've got the topic show question today of the worst HF band and why. And I love the comments you're giving me today, which is really, really good. Let me get to the next one. I thought it was really, really good. It was regarding 60, I believe. Here it is. Yeah, Eric in Singapore. 60 is his least favorite no awards to work contest. Eric likes achievements. Well done. Nice comment. I never thought of that question that way. To be honest, Eric, I never thought of it as being something like for contesting or awards, but you nailed it. That's fantastic. 60 will not let you do that, which is quite interesting. Don joins us from, I believe, Texas. Is that right, Don? I'm trying to remember, and I don't mean to be rude. Welcome back, and Happy New Year to you and your family. Good to have you on the show. Thank you, Don. He said that 630 meters is his least favorite band because I can't get there. Well, that and 2,200 meters as well.
Allow me to introduce myself.
Don,
My name is Wile E. Coyote.
He is. Yep.
Genius.
He's amazing. Don, welcome. Good to have you. 630. Wow. Didn't think we'd get that one. That's pretty good. And Roger, thank you for the help on the call sign. Appreciate that. Los Angeles is here. Hi, Rob. Welcome to the show. Good to have you as always. Happy New Year to you, my friend. Wow. And that's good. And the antennas point towards Europe, so it's 45 degrees here from Central Florida. But on that, just on that edge, William's hearing me in Wisconsin at 52, and I was a 5 and 7 in Ontario. My gosh, big applause. That never happens to Larry. That's great. And nothing heard in Lima, Zulu, which is Bulgaria. Tom, thanks for checking that. I appreciate that. Keith, what antenna did you use, Larry? I used the BuddiHex. Hex. No, it's the BuddiHex by Hexbeam. Wow, BuddiPole. It's my BuddiPole. Keith, I'm sorry. I've made an absolute journey of this question. I'm using a BuddiPole product that's called the BuddiHex. What I like about it, for me, I'm in an HOA, and there's two ways you can build it. You can build it on the extendable mast, or just put it on the setup stand, which is what I have it on. I measured 10 today. 10 meters from the ground is 41 inches. So it's not very high, but it makes the calls. And honestly, I do believe, Keith, on the other side, it really matters because they've got a good antenna, because they're able to hear my weak signal. That's why people aren't hearing me in Europe, but they're hearing me here in the States, which makes me happy for sure. But in the HOA we're at, you can't see the antenna. I try and tuck it in under my fence. Thank you so much for asking. That's a great question. Thank you. I need to say that more. I really do. I need to say that more. Thank you. And Kevin from Ireland with a good comment. Making new friends is the best part of our hobby. 100%. I agree 100%. And he says, I'm not, Keith, Eric says, I'm not necessarily a contest chaser for awards, basically. That's what paper chaser means. But I like working towards something. And I like that comment. Just a second. Like you, Eric, I'm a goal setter. I try and do things. My goal this year is to get my first DXCC. I've not been able to work towards it long enough. So I hope so. And if I can do it from this small height antenna, I'll be thrilled. Gosh, I'd be grateful. Andy Newman, he says, I don't necessarily like 60 meters only because I can't use it. LOL. Well, that's good. Yeah. If you can't use something, I don't have any use for it. And Aaron Lutz, welcome, Aaron. Good to give Aaron some big applause, please. Thank you. Studio audience is very, very helpful today, which I appreciate. Aaron, Victor Echo 5, Echo Mike Lima says, Larry has marble mouth this morning. Absolutely.
Well,
right.
thanks, Larry.
Yeah, thanks. I do. Yeah, it's true. Coder Jim, are you able to raise the antenna late at night? Oh, there is a great idea.
No animals were harmed in the production of this program.
Just made a note of that, Jim. Thank you for the idea. I appreciate that. They'll never see it. Because it's like black. The spreaders are black. The base is black. The extendable mast is black. Perfect. Jim, I love your idea. Thank you for that. Aaron says, in Canada, agree, not a fan of 60 meters. I've tried it a few times and never get any contacts. That's an interesting angle on that. You know that on 60, how many people listen on 60? Do you? I mean, if you were to listen on 60, what would it listen like? You'll hear it like 40. It's kind of that same area. And, you're like a little over 5 megahertz. And you're going to listen at night because that's when you're most likely to hear it. But that's what it was. In Hawaii, when I was in Hawaii, they talked about the Aloha net, which they do every morning, right? If 40 is not working, they're on 60. That's weird, right? But they can do that because they use a part of 40 meters. Let me show you if you've never seen this. This is a neat little factoid about Hawaii with amateur radio. Look at 40. Okay, if you can see it. It's really small here, I know. It's really small. But 40 has that little blue above there where it says 7.075 to 7.1. That little green area at the top of 40 meters applies to Hawaii. And they'll use that area for their Aloha net. Now, if it's not working, they'll go to the 60-meter band. And the reason they do that is because they can make calls where 40 isn't working. They go down to 60 to be able to make the call better. Because remember, 40 meters, you're up there a little bit in frequency, right? 60 is less. As you go higher in meter band, the number of frequency decreases. That may be weird, but it's on tests, right? 40 meters is going to be 7.15 for argument's sake, 7.15 megahertz. 60 meters is about 5.2, 5.3 megahertz. So you're going down in frequency, up in meter band. But certain areas do use those frequencies. But gosh, I'm thinking, how long would I listen to the radio just to hear one call? Because here in the States, right, there are 5 channels. Which channel is active at that time, right? Truly, yeah. Which one? Because you got, what is it, 53, 32. They're really weird numbers too. Like 5348, 53, 73, 5405. Those are the frequencies. And they are really limited. So, yeah, I get it. That's really good comments. I never thought we'd talk about 60 like this. Really, that's good. Gosh, you guys have given me ideas. That's an interesting point. No kidding. Yeah, like that. Aaron, thank you for that too. Good thoughts about, listening. Are there people out there making calls? Jeff joins us from Portland, Oregon. Happy New Year, Jeff. Good to see you. Alpha Delta 7, Lima, November. Just checking in. Hello, fellow radio operators. And Don had a nice conversation with Foxtrot 5 Papa Sierra Golf. What a nice man. Indeed he is. Lauren, I believe Lauren is the French pronunciation. Lauren, he's a really neat guy. I agree with you, Don. Very, very nice. I wish we could have got you on that. We would have been great. We could have heard you. We could have heard you, Don. Well, man, I want to work Don. Now, let's get to the Angry Hams. We will do CQ calls, I promise. But let's get to the Angry Hams first. We'll do trivia. Here we go.
Why did we laugh at that terrible joke? Well, either we're getting soft or we're in the first stages of senility.
Oh boy. Question number 1 here for 2026. Okie doke. First question. Where is the best point to place an automatic antenna tuner or coupler? Okay. So in the points, this is what this means for people who don't understand amateur radio. An antenna tuner doesn't tune the antenna. It helps the radio to find a good match to work the antenna if possible. Okay, most can work it, but where would you put it? Where's the best place to have that tuner? That's it. Between the radio and the tower or your antenna, where's the best spot? A, at or near the transceiver's output terminal. That's where most people have it. B, at the farthest end of the antenna, so way up high. C, under the operating desk or table. Or D, at the junction where the feed line meets the antenna. All right? This is interesting. A, B, C, or D. First one right, we'll give you a cha-ching and some applause. Good luck on this one. There is an optimal place to have the antenna tuner. Okay? First one up is Bill Myers from Wisconsin. He's becoming like a trivia guru. And look at Andy. They're both right there. Very, very close. Both have the same answer. D, at the junction where the feed line meets the antenna, and that's 100% correct. Well done, guys. Yeah. Uh-huh. When you have an antenna tuner, where you're tuning the radio, essentially, not the antenna, the best place to have the tuner is remote, outside near the antenna, because from there, it can better match the mismatch of the radio. That's really all it is. I have a MFJ 998 RT, which is the outside version of the 998 tuner. And boy, that was one of the things I made sure to have with us on the way to Florida from Oregon, because that's what you need for like a flagpole antenna. It's like we do a flagpole, we've got to have a tuner out there, because that you've got to tune it out there. Good answer for you guys that answered D on this one, which Bill and of course Andy did. So did Eric on that. Let's see, Tom. Look at this. This is a hard question, and Tom. This is the best one of all. Read the question. Yeah. Read the question. Okay, there you go. Okay, thank you. And Don, with the comment of the program, the best is not to have a tuner at all. Yeah, the best is not to need one. Just build a resonant antenna. Exactly right. Next question of 3. Which component of an electromagnetic field defines the polarity of the field? All right, the polarity. Is it A, the Hertzian component, B, the magnetic component, C, the inductive component, or D, the electric component? There is one that does define the polarity of the electromagnetic field. A, B, C, or D. First one right gets this, and we're going to also give you something we've never given. We'll give you this.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Wile E. Coyote. Genius.
Good luck. Good luck. First one in is Andy New, Mike 7, Charlie New November, from way over there across the pond, near the United. He's in part of the United Kingdom, and I love Andy to pieces. He is got B, the magnetic component. Nope, not it, Andy. C, from Aaron in Canada. Victor Echo 5, Echo Mike Lima. C, the inductive component. Nope. Bill Myers in Wisconsin guesses D, the electric component. Guess what? You've got it right. Well done, buddy. You got it. And not only that, you get to be a genius today.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Wile E. Coyote. Genius.
You guessed right. That's something? Yeah, it's the electric component. In the electromagnetic field, the portion that controls the polarity is the electric component. So, and that might be on a test. I'm not really sure. But there you go. Third question, final one of today's show, and I don't have the answer slide, but I do have the correct answer, and I'll explain it. All right. What major continental landmass lies in Zone 31? Go take a look real quick at this. Yeah, I know. A is Asia, B, no continental landmass, C is Africa, D is South America. A, B, C, or D, or get a ching and some applause. Good luck. Zone 31. Area 51. Shut up! Sorry. Oh, well. You guys are thinking harder. You know what's happening right now? Every one of you is looking online now at the CQ zone map. That's what you're doing. I don't blame you. I had to do the same thing because I was like, I don't know. Andy New, our trivia sleuth. First up, he has B, none. And you know what? He's 100% correct. It is none. Well done, Andy. Yep. Good job, buddy. Yeah. It is none. Here's the CQ zone map for 2026. If you look way on the far right, almost center of the page, that's Area 31 right there. So that's the Pacific Ocean from just to the east of the Hawaiian Islands, almost to, gosh, it doesn't quite hit the Philippines. So it's just a water mass. So that's why the answer is none. Congratulations, Andy New, our trivia sleuth.
My name is Wile E.
Larry
Coyote.
can't speak. And there you go. Well done, Andy. Thanks, buddy. Mike 7, Charlie in November. Yeah. Bill guessed A on that. Eric had it right. He's from Hawaii, so he knows for sure. Yep. Keith had A, and yep, that's right, Eric. Hawaii is in 31. Indeed. Says, I knew that one for some reason. Oh, yeah, because he's from the Hawaiian Islands. That's why when you're from Hawaii, you know that answer. Let's go quick. We'll go quickly to the radio, and we will see if we can make a quick call into you around here in the States and maybe possibly in Europe. I think it'll be stateside. 10 meters. We'll see. Let me find a frequency real quick, and we'll go into... we'll be on 10. Let's try 10 meters, see if we can do well, because 10 is working pretty well right now. find a spot. I like being in a place where I can work a technician too if I need to, because that way they have a chance to call. Antenna's still pointed towards Europe, so a little bit of a disadvantage. I'd say Midwest, south to maybe about Arkansas should hear it. Let me tune not the antenna, but the radio. There we go. We tune the radio. Nope. Seems like the...
Parks on the Aire from USA.
And somebody's already there, so hold on. Try 330. Is the frequency in use Kilo 7 Hotel November? So we'll try at 28.330 megahertz, and we'll see if we make a CQ call. Maybe make a call or two into the show and say hello. Checking frequency availability, Kilo 7 Hotel November. CQ, Kilo 7 Hotel November. Kilo 7 Hotel November calling CQ. Kilo 7 Hotel calling CQ and listening.
Kilo Alpha 8 Golf India Mike.
Kilo Alpha 8 Golf India Mike. Hello, Bill. How are you and Kelly doing there this winter?
Well, we're doing good, Larry. It's a bit chilly up here, probably a bit cooler up here than it is down here in Florida, but we're doing great. I hope you and Karen and the puppy dogs are doing good also. Back to you.
Yeah, we got one gimpy one. The cold weather, I think, is what caused her front leg to get real sore, but gosh, you know, she's much better today. We warmed up into the 50s this morning. That was a welcome change. Bill, you're peaking at 57 here into Central Florida. Over.
Roger, Larry. Thank you for that. You're peaking 55 here into Wisconsin. Back to you.
I appreciate that. Usually I'm right about 55 with you. I'm just glad the first number is a 5. That makes it nice. How are you guys holding up there? How cold has it been lately up in Wisconsin where you're at, Bill?
Well, it was 0 degrees this morning. It's currently 11 degrees. I think the coldest I've seen so far this season is negative 16 Fahrenheit. What's the weather like down there in Florida?
Well, I think the lowest we hit was 31. That was on like Tuesday morning here, but we're back into the 50s now. But I'll tell you, 31, it was very, very cold.
Yeah, Roger. I've been down to Florida in the mid-50s, and I about froze solid. I don't know what it is. I guess, you know, I was only down there to visit my parents, and that was many years ago. And I guess I kind of got used to it, but I think the humidity has a lot to do with it as well.
Yep.
Back to you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the humidity does. It typically makes it warmer, and I know when we hit 31, the humidity was like about 30%, which for Florida, that's pretty low, actually, Bill. Well, it's good to talk to you. Happy New Year to you and Kelly, and I wish you the very best. I'll wait for your final. Kilo Alpha 8 Golf India Mike, the very best. God bless you from Kilo 7 Hotel November here in Florida.
Roger, Larry. Well, thank you very much for that, and I hope you and Karen have a wonderful 2026 as well. Kilo 7 Hotel November from Kilo Alpha 8 Golf India Mike. 73 and all the best, Larry.
73, Bill, thank you. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November QRZ. And not pointed towards the States, but just caught Bill off one end of the beam here. CQ, Kilo 7 Hotel November, Kilo 7 Hotel November, calling CQ here on 10 once more and listening.
November 9, Whiskey, Quebec.
Is it November 9 Whiskey Papa?
November 9, Whiskey, Quebec, USA.
Okay, I've got November 9 Whiskey Quebec. Is that correct?
Roger.
Oh, thank you so much. It's nice to meet you. My name is Larry, Lima Alpha, Romeo Yankee. My home here where I'm working the radio from is the Villages, Florida. We're about 60 miles, 50 miles or so north of Orlando. Over?
Roger, Roger, on Florida. We're in Wisconsin, about 70 miles south of Green Bay. 70 miles south of Green Bay in Wisconsin. It's about 8 degrees here today, 8 degrees at QSL. The name here is Dave. Diamonds are very expensive. QSL?
Dave, it's nice to meet you. Thank you so much for the call. You're peaking at 58. Great signal, great modulation. Voice sounds great on this end. 5.8 here into Central Florida. And thank you again for the call. What a treat. What's my signal report your way? Over?
Roger, Roger. Yeah, you're 5 and 9. You got a great signal in here. I'm running a Kenwood TS590 at about 50 feet in the air, and I'm just barefoot on 100 watts here. Over.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch the signal report. You're getting swallowed up a little bit by QS Baker. Over?
Roger, Roger. Yeah, you're 5 and 9, 59. Cinco nueve, 5 and 9. QSL?
Oh, you made my day. Thank you very, very much for the 59. That's great. It's nice to meet you. I'm currently streaming this on YouTube, and I so much am honored to make the call on the show. This is great. I do a YouTube show called Ham Radio Live. Thank you so much for the call. November 9, Whiskey, Quebec. The very best to you and your family. God bless you. From Kilo 7 Hotel November.
Roger, Roger. Well, if it's live, then just let everybody know that Jesus loves us all. This is N9WQ73. God bless.
73, and thank you. Kilo 7 Hotel November, QRZ. And somebody's there. I hear somebody really, really far out there. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November, QRZ. Okay, station calling. I'm going to ask you for a quick second. I'm going to rotate my antenna more towards the west and away from the northeast, all right? Give me a few seconds here and I'll get this rotated over. Hang in there. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. I'll be QRT for a second. You guys hear that? It's real weak. Rodney, Happy New Year. Good to see you, man. Kilo 7 Hotel November. Station calling. Try it once more. I haven't moved the antenna yet, but you're coming in a little bit better. What's the call? Okay, still not getting you. Just give me 1 minute. I will return to the station here. I'm just going to rotate the antenna just a bit. Kilo 7 Hotel November. I'll be clear frequency about 30 seconds. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry, guys. As you know, for me to rotate the antenna, I have to go out and do it at the antenna feed point. So let me try one more time. Kilo 7 Hotel November returning to frequency. One more CQ call. CQ, any station, anywhere. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Kilo 7 Hotel November calling CQ on 10 meters and listening.
November 1, Juliet Golf Alpha, mobile.
November 1, Juliet Alpha, fill in the last part of your call, please.
November 1, Juliet Golf Alpha, mobile, Nashua, New Hampshire. You're pretty quiet. You're, probably in 4x4, 4x5, but we do get you coming out there. Try again.
Great signal on your end. I've got you at a 56, 5x6 here. Definitely a great signal. Tell me what your working conditions are. Over.
Yeah, I'm running a little Radiodity 60-watt, 10-meter rig only, and I've got it's a Striker A10 antenna. I've got it tuned up pretty good for this part of the band. I just upgraded to general, so I'm probably going to shorten the antenna just a little bit. I've been getting up in the higher part of 10 meters, and my goal this afternoon is to get on 20 meters and see what I can do. So just passed my general after, 20-plus years of being a tech, so pretty excited to be hitting the HF band. But 10 meters been a lot of fun lately, I'll tell you. It's been opened up pretty well.
I love it. I absolutely love it. The idea from moving up from technician, good on you. I'm really, really grateful to hear that. Keep going. You can get the extra. There's so many questions on that test, and quite honestly, you're able to do it because you get so many repeat questions on it. Wow, what a setup. You're doing great. Really, I've just got an antenna. It is a hex beam, but it's only about, I'd say 44 inches. I think it's 42 inches, off the grass line and fencing all around it. So you're doing great today, Jonathan. Thank you so much for the call. My name is Larry, by the way, Lima Alpha Romeo Yankee, and I'm QTH here is the Villages, Florida, about 50 miles north of Orlando. Over.
It seems like conditions are pretty good down to the south. I talked to Puerto Rico a little bit ago, and then actually spoke to a gentleman in Scotland, which was my heritage belongs to Scotland, so I've been there a couple of times. It's great to see a little bit further up on the band. QRM up here. In the city, so that's not a surprise. But you're getting through, no problem. The name here is John, Juliet Oscar November, and Larry, I caught that you're just outside of Orlando, correct?
Thank you so much. Yeah, I've got you here. You're starting to QSB on me here. 56 is my signal report. You're on my YouTube channel right now on Ham Radio Live, and I'm grateful for the call. I love to get mobile calls. I don't get them often, but I'm always fascinated by people who could do it, and you're making the call, man. You're really strong. November 1, Juliet Golf Alpha, very much Happy New Year to you and your family from Central Florida and Kilo 7 Hotel November. I'll wait for your final.
7-3 back to you. Have a wonderful New Year. Hopefully 2026 is I'm not going to say we can only go up from here, but let's hope. All right, 7-3, you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'm sure we'll talk again. N1JGA, clear the frequency.
Thank you so much, John. Nice to meet you. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November, QRZ. Kilo 7 Hotel November, Kilo 7 Hotel November, calling CQ and listening. And we will be clear at that point there, my friends. Yeah, that works. That was fun. We got to make 2 calls that for me are brand new people for my log here in the States. And I love that. I'll be honest, I love making calls to new countries that are distant from me. I love that. But able to make a few calls here on the show, that means quite a bit to me. November 9, Whiskey, Quebec, and of course, November India, Juliet, Golf Alpha. 2 new ones for my log, which I always love. I've got a good reason for you to stick around at the end of the show. I usually show you like a sign off, right? But I've got 2 classic commercials. I think you'll like them. I really do. If you're old enough to remember the bicentennial year, you'll probably like this as well. Today's topic question is, what HF bands, what a band do you dislike the most or don't like, whatever? We've got maybe 2 minutes left in the show, so I'll get into my last one. Let me just make sure I get this last call entered really quick. Mine would probably be 60 meters as well. I was going to think 75, 80. I was going to go there, but you guys have convinced me. Yeah, 60's tough because it's so regulated. Here in the States, you have 5 channels. You've got to document your peak envelope power as well, which can't exceed 100 watts. And you have to have a log of that. So if you make a call on 60, you have to have a separate log showing I went within the rules, I didn't overproduce in modulation, I was legal. And of course the call you made. So it's difficult to work. Is someone listening? And it's kind of very like log intensive. Not my favorite way to work. And honestly, I think I was going to say the 80 meter band because of sometimes the, it's a different animal. People are a little different there, but it's just sometimes just listen on 80 meters after dark. It's all going to make sense what I'm saying here. It is. And if you've been on 80, because you hear a lot of people being morons and, swearing and stuff like that. Things we're not supposed to do on the radio. But anyway, that's the truth. And, but 60, it convinced me. See, when I come in, that's what I said. I think a lot about what you guys say, and you got convinced a little bit. I was going to tell you, oh, hey, it's definitely going to be the 80 meter band. And then listening to you guys kind of say why you didn't like 60. It's like, yeah, you know what? That totally makes sense because 60 is more difficult to work. You don't really get any sort of, you don't get any sort of like awards there, which isn't a big deal. I'm not a big fan of the contest bands. I like the work bands, 60, 30, 12, 17. I love those bands because I can usually find someone to talk to, on a day that maybe I'm feeling just a little bit lonely or wanting to make calls on the radio because there's nothing better than making calls on the radio, right? Stick around for the end of the show. We're going to get there now, and I hope you enjoy the 2 commercials we end with. And then the final sign-off will be from Australia. I hope you enjoyed that. If you'd like to get an amateur radio, we would love to help you do so. Contact a local radio club to where you live. This is so important to find the club because if the club is near you, you know the people or you know someone in the radio club, you're going to do perfect because that club could come alongside you and help you get licensed. And that's really the key, really is, because you're going to be able to get yourself on the air then, right? Because somebody in a club is going to find somebody or that person themselves going to help you get licensed. But what if you don't know anybody in an amateur radio license, right? You got no one that's in amateur radio and you're like, well, how am I going to do this? We're going to give some love today let's give the folks in Australia some, all right? The Wireless Institute of Australia is great at helping people. Did you know that the oldest established national radio organization in the world? Yeah, WIA came before the American Radio Relay League. They were before the RCB. The WIA has been there a long, long time. You can find them online and find a radio club near you at www.wia.org.au. That's www.wia.org.au. My name is Larry Dio. My call sign here in amateur radio is Kilo 7 Hotel November. It's been an honor and my privilege to host this show. Thank you for coming today. Wherever you may be, God bless you. Enjoy these 2 because there's a couple of fun commercials from the old days. Goodbye, everybody.
Mamma mia, that's some beast. Cut spicy meatballs, Jack. Sorry. Take 28. Out, Tony. And action. Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball. Cut. What was the matter with that? The accent. Cut. Cut. Micey, micey, ballsy, ballsy. Cut.
Take 59.
And action. Jack.
Sometimes you eat more than you should. And when it's spicy besides, Mamma Mia, do you need Alka-Seltzer? Alka-Seltzer can help unstuff you, relieve the acid indigestion, and help make you your old self again.
Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball. Cut.
K-Tel presents Blockbuster, a great new LP, 20 original hits, original stars, KC and the Sunshine Band. Silver Convention. War. Leon Haywood. Average White Band. Alice Cooper, Edgar Wintergruth, Sammy Johns, David Loggins, Gladys Knight, Frankie Valli, and many more. David Geddes. The Hollies. Jigsaw. Blockbuster. 20 original hits, original stars. Be sure to get the best from K-Tel. LP $5.99, tape $6.99.
Tomorrow night you can see All Creatures Great and Small at 7:30. There's comedy in Trial by Marriage with Jackie Weaver and Peter Sumner at 8:20. Summer Spectrum, introduced by Kate Fitzpatrick at 10:09, looks at the life and art of opera superstar Joan Sutherland and her husband, conductor Richard Bonning. And at 10 o'clock, Andre Previn presents another of his music nights. Now to the weather. The state forecast, mild about the southwest coast with scattered drizzle, fine elsewhere with a warm to rather hot day inland, but mild to warm near the coasts. Light to moderate southwest to southeasterly winds and coastal sea breezes. Launceston, a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 27, a fine day there. Fine day also for Hobart, a minimum of 13 and a maximum of 23. That's all we have for you tonight. We trust you've enjoyed the viewing and look forward to you joining us sometime tomorrow. Remember, you can still tune into ABC Radio around the state or ABC FM. But for now, from ABC Television, we wish you a very good night.
That's all, folks.